employee that shot people.
Is just racist, just flat out racist.
He posted on Facebook last night, and he came to work all weird.
Boss man makes black jokes every day. My name is Black Jerry.
But I just remember looking up and I saw Jerry with the gun. He did one of these and pulled the trigger at my dad.
You guys, and I really hope y'all do that.
In Clinton Township, Michigan, an employee films his morning commute to work, ranting about alleged racism, bullying, and mistreatment by his coworkers. The last thing they ever expected was for him to enter the workplace armed with a gun and murder on his mind.
The kid didn't look like he had a care in the world that he just did any of that.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. On the morning of January 9th, 2018, 25-year-old construction worker Jerry Motley Jr. begins recording on his way to the office.
So, now we're recording. I'm going to tell you, like I told these motherfuckers, like, they just did, like, outrageous, racist bullshit. It's like time and time I come into work, just racist, just flat out racist. There's no giving. Dude used the word like a million times. Boss man makes black jokes every day. My name is Black Jerry. I'm the lowest paid in the company. Been there for a year. Pretty much bullshit. And I got a best friend that works there too. So it's like, even my best friend sat there and pointed out a branch, like, oh, Jerry, which one you want to be hanged from? Him and Johnny. It's like, y'all like think like doesn't like click. Like y'all are ignorant. Y'all just think money is the power of everything. Really, a weapon is the power of everything. I'm just basically saying you guys. And I really hope y'all do that.
Minutes later.
Okay, I'm going to stop it for a second. So here we have a young man. He's on his way to work. His name is Jerry. He's saying at his job, they call him Black Jerry. He's alleging that, I said Black Jerry. He's alleging that they make racist jokes and comments. He's the lowest paid. It sounds like a very, very toxic environment. And he's on his way to work, and this is going to kick off the events that are about to happen. It breaks my heart just to hear this off top. About what he's going through, what he's experiencing, and then what he's about to do in response to that. It breaks my heart. Let's continue.
Jerry arrives at his workplace. He parks his car and calmly heads toward the front door as he'd likely done every workday for the past year. But this time, tucked into a hoodie pocket underneath his jacket, is a fully loaded pistol.
Lock it. Where's Tom?
Shot. I don't know.
Look and see. Oh, God, he is.
911, where is your emergency?
I need an ambulance immediately at Reliable Sense. We got an employee that shot people.
Where is the person that shot him?
I don't know. We have 4 rooms back there, and when I'm in a locked room, I need police and I need an ambulance staff.
Okay, I have everybody coming. Where is the victim?
He's right next to me, and I don't know who else
is he?
Who else did he
all right, is he breathing?
Yes, he's breathing.
Okay, where is he shot?
In the chest.
Okay, do we have anything to put on the wound?
He's got his glove against it now.
Okay.
Just stay still. Is that shot?
All right, who's the person?
He shot my brother. I have 2 people shot.
Okay, where's the other
brother? He's trying to leave. I need police now.
The dispatcher requests information about the suspect's car, but the woman on the line is unable to answer as someone delivers a crushing confirmation.
You mean my brother's shot?
Ma'am, take a deep breath. Ma'am, we have everybody coming, okay? Ma'am, somebody get on the phone with me, please. Ma'am, hello? Ma'am,
As more calls reach dispatchers, they're able to learn from other employees.
Did you hear that? She said Black Jerry on video. Oh, like we're hearing that, the audio. She said Black Jerry. So they do call him that. That is so wrong. You can hear that the scene is chaotic, emotional. The caller said that they shot her brother. He shot her brother. But they are definitely calling him Black Jerry. I cannot tell you, this is an HR nightmare. I can't imagine what else went on to drive Jerry to this point at this workplace. Let's continue.
That the suspect fled the scene in a gray Saturn.
It's a black male. He works with us. I don't know. He posted on Facebook last night, and he came to work all weird.
Okay. Listen, we got everybody coming to help you. Take a deep breath. What's his name?
Jerry Motley. He shot Tom? What the?
I have one
Conscious
person
and
that's
breathing?
conscious and breathing that shot. He's standing right
Okay.
behind me.
All right. And what about the other person?
Other person's on the ground, looks like he's dead.
The Clinton Township Police Department arrived to the shocking aftermath of Jerry's rampage. One victim, Angelo Joe McCauley III, was treated by paramedics at the scene and transferred to McLaren Hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. In a back office, the business owner, 61-year-old Thomas Edward Badke, was found face up on the tile floor in a pool of blood, with a fatal gunshot wound to the head. The murder weapon, a semi-automatic pistol, was found near his legs, containing 7 unspent rounds. Several employees were brought into the police station and asked to describe for detectives exactly what happened.
We all gather in Tom's office in the morning to find out what we're doing for the day, and just kind of bull talk and see what's going on. And Jerry was just acting really weird this morning.
In what way? Was he not talking to people?
No,
he normally does.
No, yeah, just not talking. Just and his buddy Jeff in the other room was like his best friend. And Jeff said hi to him, and he's like, and just walked away. Just mumbled something and walked away. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Well, anyways, we're all in Tom's office to find out what's going on. And all of a sudden, we're like, just thinking like, where's Jerry at? And then all of a sudden, we seen the back door open, and then Jerry walks out like this.
Jerry pulls the gun out and says, "You motherfucker, I told you stop with me." Blam, shots once.
Oh.
Employee Dylan then attempted to stop Jerry from firing the gun again.
I grabbed both of his wrists and threw him up against the wall, and I couldn't hold him forever, and I knew that. I held him for about 20 seconds, and then he found a way into the office, and Tom, at the time, my boss, the second guy that got shot, he was trying to lock the door.
It was then that Jeff jumped in to help, but the struggle spilled over into the owner's office.
He moved into the office, and he still had the gun, and I looked, and my dad, since Jeff was on him, my dad saw that, and he went to grab his arm and try to get control of it so no one else got shot. And then I saw that, and they were leaning on my dad's desk. So I jumped on Jerry, and I put him in a chokehold. And I don't know where my dad was. I know he was in there somewhere, but I just remember looking up, and I saw Jerry with the gun. He did one of these and pulled the trigger at my dad. Then after that, Jerry had the gun like this, and he shot it at the wall. And then he ended up dropping it. I don't know if it was because I was still choking him, so I don't know if he was losing consciousness. Then after that would be him, and Jeff just fell to the ground in the doorway. And I remember looking up to the right, and I just saw my dad laying there. I could tell he was almost passed out because he started gagging. I kind of let off because I didn't want to kill him. You know what I mean? But I sat there telling him, I was like, "You just killed my dad."
It was then that Jerry, just as casually as he entered, made his way back to his car. However, he didn't make it far. Just 1 mile down the road from the business, Jerry lost control of his vehicle, slamming into the rear of a flatbed truck. Despite not wearing a seatbelt, he survived and was seen by the truck driver crawling out of a shattered window, fleeing on foot.
It's just crazy because, this morning I was asking what was wrong with Jerry, and, Jeff told me, "Did you read his Facebook status?"
The night before the shooting took place, Jerry took to Facebook, leaving a cryptic post that hinted something dark was lingering in his mind. He detailed several incidents, writing, "You can't talk to another human being like that," then stating, "I put up with it for a year, no more."
I was reading it, and it was just all the people that gave me a hard time and this, and that, and I think he's talking about Joe.
Was there a history of Joe giving him a hard time? I mean, that you saw.
All right. Joe has done a lot of things to everybody. Okay. He's grabbed me by my neck and, choked me up one time at a job.
Joe the owner?
No, he's a worker.
Okay.
He's grabbed the owner's son by his neck and choked him up just for stupid little bickering arguments, and he's done it to Jeff. And he always picked on Jerry.
Angelo is kind of a bully, really, honestly.
They'll like flick cigarettes at you, it'll throw at you, it'll just do all types of stuff to like kind of take you off. Right. And picks on Jerry the most. So I could see why he was the first one shot.
According to the owner's son, there may be a reason Joe hasn't yet been fired, despite the allegations of abuse by his coworkers.
It sounds like Joe's a big dude. He's not small. Mm-hmm. Is he that meathead? Is he that guy that's got to pick on everybody, flick cigarettes at everybody, call names? Oh, yeah. Has he been there a long time? Worked for your dad?
Yeah, 17 years.
Wow.
My dad's known him since diapers. He's best friends with his dad. That's why, I mean, Joe's caused fights around there in the past 7 years I've been there. Me and him butted at it a few times.
Does he keep his job because of the relationship between your dad and his dad?
Oh, yeah.
Why I think he shot Tom is because nothing happened. We've brought to Tom's attention that nobody likes Joe there. Everybody will tell you this. Nobody likes Joe here. We tolerate him. He's with everybody. You know, he's just a cocky dude, you know, just thinks his don't stink.
Wow. So apparently there is bullying going on by one of the shooting victims, Joe. And Joe, they said, bullies everybody, will throw cigarettes at you, was choking the owner's son up against the wall, and he picks on Jerry the most. If he's doing all of that to everybody else, what could the most look like for Jerry? Another thing that stands out is they say that Jerry came in acting weird, and they saw his social media posts about how you can't talk to people like that. Those are all very, very strong indicators that something's very wrong outside of just the obvious. Here we have a small business run by the owner, and there's more than likely not an HR department. There's more than likely no other option in that business for a person like Jerry or the others to report harassment and bullying and really have something done about it. So they go to the owner and they tell him, and because he's known Jerry since he was in known Joe since he was in diapers, there's a relationship that took precedence over making sure that your business is being run correctly, people are being treated fairly. It's just some things that are really off here that can be a danger when you deal with smaller businesses, that there is no oversight. There is nobody to turn to if the owner is misbehaving or family members of the owner are misbehaving. And so that's what they were dealing with in this case. And apparently it's always been that way. But for Jerry in particular, it was just worse for him. And it's driven him to this point to do something so deadly, to react in this way. I can't imagine what kind of behaviors Joe really initiated or inflicted upon Jerry. Let's continue.
Part of Jerry's recording, filmed prior to the shooting, he made it clear why Joe was a target.
And Joe, the reason I shot Joe because you're just ignorant. You're the mixture of racist and ignorant. Always constantly yelling at me, telling me to do. I done did everything that you said, but you're still crying about everything. Saying that I ain't worthless. What the hell am I doing in this company? You sat there and antagonized me that one day, and I told you to stop. Like, man, you got me up. Then the boss man's gonna defend you.
Wounding Joe, killing Tom, crashing his car, and fleeing on foot. Jerry was quickly apprehended when a Roseville police detective saw him running into a subdivision and successfully tackled him to the ground. He was then handcuffed by an officer with the Fraser Police Department, who later returned him to the custody of Clinton Township. He now sits with detectives who will hear a haunting confession regarding his motives for the brutal attack.
I got the job through my best friend. Okay, my best friend is Jeff. Pretty sure you talked to him.
Talk to him.
But it just, something just didn't
really feel right. Like, because then they started completely being that whole, just screaming and yelling at me if I get something wrong. Oh, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're worthless. The way he was acting towards me, and he was like, you would never get a raise here, you're just a piece of and you're and this. Every time we get in an argument, he reverts back to racism, and it's like I'm at a losing chance. And then whoever's with him, they're tagging along, they're laughing at the joke, so I'm just like a target, and it's just a constantly target every single day of my life.
Jeff, who explains he's known Jerry since high school, admits there was name-calling at the job site.
You know, there are times where, you know, there's racial slings back and forth, you know, he might say, or whatever, you know, or you know, he might say something about being white or something, you know. Everybody, even him, would shoot shots back. You know, it's just guys and guys. And then, like with me and him, our relationship, he technically is one of the whitest black people I know. He doesn't really like his kind either, per se. I mean, I guess you'd say back in the day, he kind of acts like it didn't really offend him as much, you know, when we were younger, you know.
All of my friends, Caucasian, all of them. And it's like I never in my life has been treated in a racial way really that bad. And it's like, it's not fair. And it's like, I even thought about like, maybe I should quit. But something inside of me was like, no, they can't get away. They can't get away with this. Like, this is not right. Y'all already broke through. Like, oh my God, it's nerve-wracking. Just thinking about it, like, it's like, how do you treat another human being so bad and expect him to be perfectly fine with it when it's a constant thing when he told y'all multiple times to stop?
Jerry points to the nickname Black Jerry as a source of resentment, but employee Dylan shares their reasons for addressing him this way.
We do call him Black Jerry, but it's not because we're trying to be racist. We have multiple Jerrys that work with us. Okay. Kind of just the easiest way.
Did he just say that's the easiest way to identify him because they have multiple Jerrys? This whole culture just gives me the itch. I mean, I'm so incensed right now at the level of unprofessionalism, disregard for just another human being. I know Jerry did something, you know, reprehensible by taking matters into his own hands and harming people, but the harm that has been caused in that workplace with all of the treatment, the name calling, the racial slurs, and everybody's like, this is just how it is, and it's all right, and fast, and this, I mean, my blood is boiling right now. I don't know if yours is. This is making my blood boil. When Jerry said maybe I should have quit, I wish he would have just quit. I really do. He didn't deserve that kind of treatment. And now, because of his actions or reaction to that treatment, you know, he's staring at police right now and jail time, prison time. This is a horrible story. Horrible. I don't know if you all are as angry as I am, but I'm very angry right now. And let's continue.
And he never told us that he didn't like it, so.
I'm the only black person there. Mm-hmm. And like, I kind of like tried to bring it up to Tom, but Tom just like brushed it off. One morning I come in and Tom, everybody's sitting there. They're just making black jokes. Oh, when you turn off the light, you're going to see his teeth go. I'm like, that's not funny. He was like, and then they just, no apologies, just went on about their life. Like, are you serious? Like, that's bull.
Jerry shared.
I've had him over my house a few times, you know what I mean? We've hung out. He was a good kid. I mean, granted, I know Angelo, he gave him quite a bit of at work, but I mean, Jerry's a little slow. So when you tell him to do something and he doesn't do it properly, you just got to keep telling him, you know what I mean? Okay. So, to be honest, everybody's told my dad, you know what, Jerry's a good kid, but we don't mean he's cut out for this. this kind of works. My dad agreed, but he didn't want to just dump Jerry off. You know what I mean? He wanted to help the kid. That's what he does with a lot of these people around here. He's trying to help all of them.
According to Tom's sister Lori, she encouraged her brother to fire Jerry, but Tom refused.
He's a little slow.
Who's that?
Jerry.
Okay.
And I said to my brother, Tommy, things are getting slower, the winter season, you can laugh. The kid, leave the kid alone. He needs a job. He did everything, and you killed him?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom was great to him. You know, Tom could have canned him 6 months ago. You know what I mean? He just wasn't the best worker all the time. You know, again, he's just slow. You know, doesn't like the cold. You know, all this. So, but he was very patient with Jerry, and which is why I don't understand what.
When Tom was.
I got a problem with all this. I got a problem with all this because there's all saying, oh, Jerry was a little slow. He doesn't seem to be the only one that's slow up in here. You know, all of this behavior that they're saying about Jerry, that he's a little slow and they were giving him a chance of being nice to him. But at the same time, or on the flip side, you are calling him names. You are allowing a bully to just run rampant and treat him any kind of way. You refer to him as Black Jerry, and use a lot of racial slurs and make racial jokes around him, and he's the slow one. And he's the one who should have been fired, not Joe. This is okay. Let's watch some more.
Shot. Did it look like he was the target of was Jerry's intention?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, because there was 4 of us there, and he could have went off all of us.
Right. But he specifically got his arm in,
and
pointed at Tom, and pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Jerry continues his confession to investigators, sharing a specific incident regarding the owner, Tom.
Tom's like, started laughing, and he just turned to me. Oh, do you want to hear something funny? I'm like, not really, Tom. I really don't want to hear that funny. Oh, if you give a black person watermelon, he'll do anything that you say. As he shakes the watermelon in front of my face. So I'm like, wow.
It looked like he had a care in the world that he just did any of that. And I don't know why he shot my dad. My dad was nothing but good to him. There's no way he just randomly decided to just bring that gun into work. You know what I mean? He wouldn't just do that. He's that type of kid where he has to plan it. He doesn't just go with the flow.
Detectives also wondered if this was a sudden decision by Jerry or something he'd been planning for some time.
Where did you get the gun from? Gun shop. Have you ever shot it before today? Nope. Honestly, that's my first time ever shooting a pistol. How did you find out how to use it? YouTube. Okay. Yeah.
Jerry explains he originally purchased it 4 months ago after a heated argument with Jeff when they were returning from a job site. But as Jerry reveals, he had bigger plans than targeting just Joe and Tom.
Let me ask you this. If your plan to get back at these guys worked out perfectly, what would have happened?
100%, I probably would have been shot dead on the site.
That you would have been shot dead?
Pretty much.
Or you mean you would have shot all of them dead?
No, I had a different plan for my best friend. I would have shot my best friend in his 2 legs to make sure he couldn't walk ever again. And pretty much from there, just let it role play.
Did you want to kill everybody there but your best friend?
Pretty much everybody but my best friend.
You understand what happened today. You understand that. What you did was wrong. You know what you did was wrong.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
That is wrong to take a human life. You know that.
Yeah.
And you were intent on killing these people in the shop.
Yeah.
And you killed Tom, you shot him in the head, and you took 2 shots at Joe. And your intentions were to kill him too.
Wow. So he bought the gun 4 months ago, and he's taken it to work one time before this whole incident. And it was after him and his best friend, he keeps calling his best friend, got into it very badly in the car. His intent was to kill everyone except his best friend. He wanted to shoot him in both legs so he could not walk again. But he wanted to kill everybody, and I believe he wanted the police to shoot him. I don't think he planned to survive. This is so sad. This is so sad because it didn't have to happen. Just treat people the way you should treat people, the way you will want to be treated. There was no reason. You're not being kind to him by giving him a job and allowing him to stay while you put him under this kind of abuse. All of the name calling, all of the racial slurs and jokes. I mean, that's not being kind. I'm really having a problem processing how all of this behavior was acceptable to everyone except Jerry. This is crazy.
What were you feeling when this was going on? In my head, get Joe, and go after everybody else.
But due to the quick intervention by his co-workers, Jerry was disarmed before he could harm anyone else. The only loss of life was that of his boss, Tom. Lori shares that outside of work, Tom took care of his wife, who's bound to a wheelchair and battling advanced stage 4 cancer.
Did I ever in a million years think somebody would bring a gun in and shoot somebody? No. My brother, least of all.
Yeah.
My brother played Santa for kids, for people in nursing homes. My brother was no doubt the kindest kid, and I wish he would have shot me instead of him. Chad, why did you take me instead? Why didn't you take me instead of Tommy?
According to court records, Jerry Motley Jr. was ultimately charged with homicide, first-degree murder, multiple theories, assault with intent to murder, weapon carrying with unlawful intent, and 2 counts of weapons felony firearm. A jury found him guilty on all counts, and on August 7, 2025, he received a cumulative sentence of life in prison without parole.
Okay. Wow, that mugshot. I don't know if that was, that I don't know what to think about that. You all, this was a horrible event. I feel so conflicted. I feel very sad for the family of the deceased, the wife that is already battling cancer. That's very sad. I feel so sorry for this young man. Because his whole life has been thrown away when all he had to do was walk away from that horrible workplace. And it's sad that he felt like he had no other choice but to do what he did. It's sad also to see, and I hope all involved have reflected by now, to see what really went on in this. I mean, from all of the video, from the interviews, it looks like they were defending a lot of behavior, not really seeing the weight of what was really going on. And that's the problem with businesses. That's where HR kind of comes in. HR is the one or the department that looks at things and say, hey, this is not right. This violates policy. I doubt if that small company even had a handbook or a policy, but that's why, businesses need to at least partner with some type of HR consultant or something so that they can at least put policies in place. Do you think, looking back, this company, if they knew what was going to happen, they would have probably moved differently, like put some barriers in place, not have engaged in the type of behavior that they did engage in that led to this? They probably would have. But this is a lesson for so many others out there that you never know, even in larger companies, smaller companies, it doesn't matter what size company, you never know what somebody's going through. You never know what how they are processing their pain, their trauma, their history, their issues. You do not know that, and you cannot take it for granted. We have to treat people with respect at all times. And if you have to part ways with somebody, part ways with them. If you have to terminate an employee, okay, terminate an employee. But you should be treating people fairly. This in no way was fair to Jerry at all. And his visceral reaction to the unfairness and the mistreatment was very extreme in this case and very life altering, not just for the wounded and the deceased, but also those left behind who witnessed everything. And I don't even know what to say in this case. I don't know what to say about what I wish for Jerry or what I wish for the others. I hope the others that were a part of this, that they learned and that they are being better co-workers and employers, and I'm hoping they've really learned in this case. But for Jerry, his time on the outside is over, and now he's spending time behind bars, and that's very, very sad as well. So you all let me know what you think. Like, what are your thoughts about this whole thing? Have you experienced this extreme level of harassment, bullying, or racism in the workplace? If you have, let me know in the comments. And what do you think should have been done differently? Or what would you suggest that HR could do in situations like that when they're happening on the job? What do you suggest? Because sometimes we don't know what's happening. And I hate finding out after things have already gone down and people are already saying, well, we saw this and we noticed that. That just burns me up. I like to be able to address these things in real time as they happen and stop behaviors that should not be happening, stopping them quickly. But let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. I have included this whole video, the original video, in my description, so you can check it out there. But please like, share, subscribe. I will come back with more videos the next time. Thank you. See ya.